Hello class, today we will be starting a new project. I am so excited to see how these turn out and it's going to be super fun to make. So if you are home right now, all you will need are 2 sheets of paper, a scissor, and optional is a stapler or anything to connect your paper. Alright, so if you are in class right now, you should have 2 sheets of white paper and 1 color of your choice. We're just going to put those aside right now as I go to our friends at home. So our friends at home should have our 2 sheets of paper and a scissor. If you don't have a scissor, it is no problem. We can rip the paper when it comes to that step. For now, I'm going to post where to fast forward if you are at home. Alright, everyone in class, so we have our 2 sheets of white paper and our color. I chose red today, and the color is going to act as the front and back of our books we will be making. So in order to make a book, we're going to have to fold each and every page of paper we have. It's going to be super simple though. We're just going to fold it in half. Make sure you take your time and line up your corners, drag down, and make your crease. I'm making mine super extra crisp by rubbing it between my fingers. Now we're moving on to our next sheet and carefully lining it up and creasing it. Last but not least, we're going to move on to our colored sheet, lining it up super carefully, taking our time, and pressing our seam. So now that we have all 3 of our pages nicely folded, we are going to place the pages inside one another. So I'm just standing mine up and I'm putting one inside of the next, and on the very outside is going to be our cover page. So our cover page is going to be our color that we chose. That's on the outside. Next, we're going to take a moment, flip it to the back, and we're going to write our name. When you're done writing your name, stand your book up on the table so I can come around and start us on our next step. Now that I have come around and punched 2 holes into your books, we are going to move on to the step with our string. Starting from the inside of our book, we're going to stick the string through the back so there's a little tail. Now we're going to pull it through a little bit so it stays on the back of our book, but don't pull it too much, otherwise our string will fall right out. We still want some string on the inside. Now I'm grabbing the other end of my string and I'm putting it through the very bottom hole of my book. If your string is frayed or fuzzy on the edge, you might want to roll it between your fingers so it goes through the hole a little bit easier. Once you get both sides of the string through to the back of the book, it should look something like this. You should have 2 tails on the back. We're going to pull those tails and make them as even as we can. It doesn't have to be perfect. And next we are going to secure it. This is called binding our book. That way all the pages stay together and do not fall out. To secure it, we're going to carefully tie a knot. And we're going to make sure not to pull too tight, otherwise the string will actually rip our holes, and we don't want that to happen. So I made mine into a little bow. You can make yours into a knot, anything you like to secure your book. Okay, my friends at home, so we should have 2 sheets of paper, a scissor if we have one. If not, it's going to be no problem. We can use our fingers to tear. So first we're going to start off by folding our paper. So we want to make sure when we fold, we're carefully lining up our corners and taking our time. Once they're all lined up, we're going to slide our hand down and create a nice seam. I like to hold mine in the air and pinch it to make sure it is super crisp. Okay, so after we have our first sheet of paper folded, we're going to move on to our second. So we're holding the page long ways in front of us and then folding it up. And just like that, making it extra crisp. It should look something like that. And then we're gonna grab our second sheet of paper and we're gonna put one inside the other. Awesome, it is already looking like a book. The only issue is our book only has 4 pages. We need some more. So in order to fix that, we can either choose to cut it in half or rip it in half. If you're going to be ripping it in half, you're going to be doing a lot of folding. That way we make a nice, easy rip and it's not too difficult. So if you're cutting, you're just going to hold your scissor in the middle and glide it all the way down. You can continue this for your second sheet of paper. Now, if you don't have scissors and you're ripping, you're going to do pretty much the same thing. The line that we sliced with our scissor, we're going to be folding. So we're just folding it right along the middle, like how our friends cut it. And now we're just going to rip it. So it's going to be about the same size. It's going to look pretty much the same. And you can do this for your second sheet of paper as well. So now you're going to combine the 2 that you either ripped or the 2 that you cut, and you're going to put them all together. I have a mixture of both. You might have chose to rip one and cut one as well, or maybe you used a scissor on all of them, or maybe you ripped all of them. In total, you should have 8 pages. Next, we need to connect all of these pages together so they don't fall out. This is called binding your book. So to bind my book today, I decided to use a stapler. There are many different ways you at home can choose to bind your book. You can use a chip bag clamp, you can use a paper clip, anything to help it stay together. So this is an example of what your book may look like if you don't have a stapler. These clamps I have all over my house. I use them to close potato chip bags, Cheeto bags, and they also work to bind our book together. So now if you have extra time left, feel free to decorate the cover of your book however you want. Alright, so this is what mine looks like so far. You might have some more designs on the front. You might decide to put designs in the back. The only important thing is that we leave all the inside pages blank for now. Alright, see you next time.